Here.
Magistrate Robinson is absent, Magistrate Dotson is absent, and Magistrate Murphy, I'm sorry.
Here.
Leo, would you lead us in the pledge of allegiance?
She got the Kentucky State Award. The city of Pikeville recognized her, and we did.
To the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
When you going down, Jeff? You know, I would cancel that.
I need a motion to approve the minutes of January the 21st. Second. Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson, Magistrate Johnson,
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy,
Yes.
Magistrate Varney,
Yes.
Judge Deskins.
Yes. Diane Tacker, are you here? Yes, sir. Would you want to do that?
Thank you, Judge. It is my pleasure to be here with the court and to recognize one of the directors at our Senior Citizens Program. Carolyn, will you join me? This is Carolyn Tackett. She's the director of the Pikeville Senior Citizen Center. And Carolyn was selected the 2014 State Director of the Year. Pike County has never had one of its directors to win this distinguished award.
All right.
I would like to add that Carolyn was not recognized by the previous administration, so today the judge and the magistrates would like to recognize her for this award that she received from the state. And if you all don't care, if the magistrates and the judge and Brian, and I'd like to ask Sandy Runyon and Liz Hamilton to join us, because we work with the aging program with them at Big Sandy Ad. If you all come out front, I think you got something you want to give Carolyn. You want to say something?
Yes, I'll say a little something. This award really means a lot to me. My heart is with my seniors, and this program, we've worked real hard, all of us have, and it's been a blessing. Let me tell you, you just don't know how overwhelmed I am dealing with the aging, and this is where my heart's at, and I want to thank you all for doing this.
Moody River. Congratulations, lady.
Hard work.
I know. Hey, you big tall people are supposed to get in the back. Move up front where they can see you. You don't want to be behind them. Sandy, don't get behind Brian. Move in front of him there. He's 2 feet taller than you.
Liz Hamilton with Big Sandy Ad would like to add a comment.
This award is presented annually through the Department for Aging and Independent Living. We have a conference every year. It's called the Kentucky Association of Gerontology. It was actually held here in Pikeville last April, and that's when Carolyn received the award.
Deputy Judge Brian Morris, please read the resolution.
The University of Kentucky on February 22nd of 2015 will honor and acknowledge the 150th anniversary of its establishment as Kentucky's flagship land-grant research university. Originally established in 1865 as the Agricultural Mechanical College of Kentucky University, its mission was to teach such branches of learning as are related to agricultural and mechanical arts, including military tactics, without excluding other scientific and classical studies. In the time since its founding, the University of Kentucky has maintained an abiding commitment to the principles of the Morale Land Act Grant of 1862. Whereas the Commonwealth's flagship institution, the University of Kentucky, is the cornerstone of education for the state as its premier public university that has for 150 years prepared graduates of exceptional quality and character. The University of Kentucky now looks to the next 150 years of higher learning, innovative discoveries, transformative outreach. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Pike County Fiscal Court does hereby adapt the resolution on February 3rd, 2015, and proclaim the week of February 23rd of 2015 as UK Week in the County of Pike, in honor of the university's 150th year of Commonwealth Kentucky's flagship land-grant research institution.
Thank you. I need a motion to adopt the resolution proclaiming the week of February the 23rd, 2015 as UK Week.
Motion.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Varney?
Yes.
Judge Deskins?
Yes. Assistant County Attorney John Doug Hayes, please read the resolution.
Thank you, Judge. This is a resolution of the Pike County Fiscal Court, a resolution supporting passage of road fund stabilization by the 2015 Kentucky General Assembly to ensure adequate funding of the state road fund and county road aid throughout the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Whereas safe roads are deemed an essential public service provided to all drivers in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Whereas Kentucky motor fuel tax is vital to the continued safe roads in every county and is based in part on the rise and fall of the average wholesale price of fuel calculated 4 times per year. Whereas the formula, which requires the balance available in the fund, has taken a severe blow as the price of fuel has dropped. Its statutory floor of 1.786 is deemed as the lowest rate that can be used to calculate the average wholesale price, whereas the calculated rate dropped 0.6 cents in October and another 4.3 cents January 1, whereas every penny reduction equates to an approximate $30 million annual loss to the state road fund, whereas the drops in October, January 1, and the decrease projected again in April has resulted in an estimation by the Transportation Cabinet of a loss of as high as $70 million for the remainder of this fiscal year and $190 million in FY 2016 should that April projection become reality. Whereas the addition of the April projection would result in a $12.8 million loss to the county road aid fund and a $15.5 million loss in the rural secondary fund for FY 2015, whereas the Kentucky House and Senate leaders have acknowledged the need for action this session, and the crisis inaction will cause to state and local road safety, whereas Senator Ernie Harris, chairman of the Senate Transportation Committee, has filed Senate Bill 29 to reset the floor at $2.354, the level used to calculate the rate that took effect January 1, in order to keep the tax the same as it now stands and stabilize the road fund, whereas the road fund stabilization is one of the top priorities for the Kentucky Association of counties for the 2014 and 2015 session, whereas the lack of action during the 2015 regular session will worsen the situation and place increased strain on state and county road projects throughout the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Fiscal Court of Pike County supports legislation to stabilize Kentucky's road fund, ensuring continued safety for all motorists throughout the Commonwealth. Be it further resolved that the Pike County Fiscal Court strongly encourages the Kentucky General Assembly to enact road fund stabilization during the 2015 session as soon as possible to avoid further erosion of the fund. Witness this our hands, this the third day of February in the year of our Lord, 2015. That's the resolution, Judge. That will require a motion, a second, and a majority vote.
Motion.
Second. Roll call.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Varney?
Yes, but John Doug, a question. This will stop the bleeding and he'll never fall under this, if that's the right?
Yes, that's the purpose of it. We, at our last meeting, Magistrate Varney, and I know you were there, you heard Speaker Stumbo and the leaders in the Senate, the KCO, Kentucky Association of Counties, everyone who has knowledge of what's going on now with our road fund is predicting dire circumstances if there is not legislative action. Magistrate Murphy, you heard that too, and we know how bad it's going to be, having attended those meetings along with Judge Deskins and others. And this is not in any way a tax hike. It's just to stop the floor from dropping. And frankly, what happens is the oil companies are getting the advantage of the drop, not the people. And so this is a good thing, and I hope the legislature, Magistrate Varney, will act promptly.
Sir.
Speaking of that, John Doug, we got our last installment of the county road aid where we signed the co-op agreement yesterday. And the one we received last year was 800 and some thousand. The one we got yesterday was 713,000. And I went back and was looking at last night. We're $220 some thousand short from what we projected as budgeted in that fund now.
Thank you, John. And the scary thing is, as bad as that is, and as bad as this county and all counties in Kentucky need the money, it's going to get a whole lot worse without legislative action. So we just desperately need this. Thank you.
John Doug, would you please read the second reading of the Pike County Continuity of Government Ordinance?
Did we finish our roll call, Madam Clerk?
Just for the
Yes.
judge.
Okay, thank you. All right, this is a second reading of a continuation of government ordinance, continuity of government ordinance of the Pike County Fiscal Court. And in summary form, it just provides for continuation of government and provides for orderly succession in the office of Judge Executive in the event of the absence or disability of the Judge Executive as defined in KRS 67.75, and furthermore provides for that same continuation down the line through the deputy judge, right on down to the magistrates. And it is something that is required by law for us to do. We normally would have had it done in the first meeting or two, but we wanted to make sure we got this correct, and it is now correct. This is a second reading in summary form. It has been published in compliance with law, Judge, and now needs a motion, a second, and a majority vote for passage.
Motion.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Varney?
Yes.
Judge Deskins?
Yes. Authorization to rescind court order number 105-1507.
Judge, if I may, what that is an order simply rescinding a previous court order that you made reference to by number, and that was the court order authorizing you to enter into an MOA, a Memorandum of Understanding, with the Transportation Cabinet for the funding and construction of the Gibson Bottom Bridge. We were able to fund that construction of that bridge, Judge, through another program within the Transportation Cabinet, which did not require that Memorandum of Understanding to be executed, and therefore we just need to rescind that previous order. All that, Magistrate Murphy, is well down the road by now. Thank you, Judge.
I need a motion.
Motion.
Second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Barney?
Yes.
Judge Deskins?
Yes. I need a motion to enter into a contract with Evans Construction. Motion?
Judge, I believe that you already have that authorization, and I don't know that we have that contract. If we do, I've not seen it, but I believe that in the last court meeting, when the court approved the emergency, that you were authorized to negotiate and enter into a contract, but it's all right if the court wants to do it again, though.
Motion.
Second. Roll call.
Mr. Anderson?
No.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Barney?
Yes.
Judge Deskins?
Yes. Oh, now. Authorization to remove Venner's Lane from county road system.
Judge, again, that is, it's really a house cleaning measure. Back on August the 19th, this court took in a new section of road which runs from the airport, what we know as the airport road, I don't know that number, over to the old Venner's Lane, and the purpose of that was to remove a very dangerous situation where the Venner's Lane had come out on US 23, right there at that curve, Judge. And when we did that, it was understood that a portion of Old Venner's Lane would come out of the county road system. We actually had that intent to remove that published pursuant to law, had a public hearing on August the 19th at which I presided, and no one did appear to protest removal of that section of Venner's Lane. When this court acted on August the 19th, we just neglected to take the old part out. That old part, Judge, runs from just above a driveway, which we've identified as the McCoy driveway. There's a house on the hill on the right, and just above that driveway, so it won't interfere with the access to that property, up to the new Venner's Lane. It's a distance, I believe, of 650 feet. Approximately. It's already been blocked off, and I might add for the members of the court that the only abutting property owner, Walters, one of their corporations, has a petition that this come out of the county road system. So we just need to take that out, clean this up, and have that done.
Motion.
Motion. Second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Barney?
Yes.
Judge Deskins?
Yes. I need a motion to appoint Truman Thompson to the golf board. Motion. They need a board member.
The motion, Judge, you're recommending Truman Thompson as a member of the golf board. The motion would be for the court to approve that recommendation.
Second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson? Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Barney?
Yes.
Judge Deskins?
Yes. I'm not having it today. I need a motion to accept magistrate's road work. Second. Roll call.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Varney?
Yes.
Judge Deskin?
Yes.
Judge, if I may, I'm sorry to interrupt. I'd like to go back to that golf board appointment, the approval, and so that the record properly reflects what we're doing and we don't get our board members all messed up in the future. I would like the record to reflect that Mr. Thompson is replacing Frank Hatcher, whose term had expired on the golf board, if the records may reflect that.
Well, it was recommended that Truman Thompson, he works and does a lot of work over there at the golf course.
Yeah, the court approved that, Judge, and I'm happy about that, but that way the record will properly reflect whose place he's taking. Now, Jeannie Robinson asked me to do that, Judge, and you know I have to do what she says, as do you. Thank you.
If you're smart.
Do we have a motion? Second.
You don't need it.
Roll call. Move on? Okay. Move on. Magistrate's comments. Anderson?
Judge, I don't have any comments this time.
Don't have any, Judge.
Leo?
The only thing I've got is about Magistrate Robinson. I talked to his wife a while ago, and she said he rested good last night and everything, but they're waiting on him to tell them what they're going to do about the Cleveland Clinic. But he did rest good last night, they say.
That's good.
You know, I have a comment, Judge Deskins, I always do. I'm really happy and pleased at some of the ground that we're covering and making up on the cleanup, especially in District 6 on the garbage and litter and stuff, Judge. We had a meeting with the Pride group yesterday, and with it, they had a letter that I'd like to read. This is to all the magistrates. I got a copy to give to each one of you. But in this letter, it says, at the February meeting of the Pike County Pride Board, we discussed the problem of disposing of brush, trees, and limbs. Currently, most of this biodegradable material is being thrown in the waterways, left on the roadsides, and in other unwanted locations. It is the opinion of the Pride Committee that the problem could be solved with your help. If you could designate a suitable place in your district to take these materials, that could eliminate the majority of the problem. Since the Pike County Fiscal Court passed the nuisance law to be enforced, it's necessary that we provide a location to put these kinds of waste and assist the citizens to comply with the law. Please survey your district for a central location and let the committee know how you can help us with this effort. Thank you sincerely, the Pike County Pride Group. And I think this is a very admirable thing. In fact, we have already started doing some of that in District 6. We've got a location that we bring that stuff in. We have to caution everybody, though, that we can't put no garbage in it. This is for tree limbs and brush and stuff. You know, it's biodegradable stuff. It cannot be nothing, any kind of garbage. But I think it's a very worthy thing for us to look at, Leo, that each one of us could maybe do that for them, and we'll help clean up some of Pike County. The only other comment I have then is Ken Robinson, thinking about him and his situation. Again, Leo, thank you for the update. And then Hillman's wife, let's remember them in our prayers and stuff. Thank you, Judge.
All right. Treasurer's business.
Authorize any necessary transfers and interfund transfers to pay the bills, payroll, health, and life insurance.
Second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Varney?
Yes.
Judge Deskin?
Yes.
Pass over on the first reading of a budget amendment. I'll have that prepared by the next court meeting. Acknowledge receipt of the calendar year 2015 maximum salary authorizations required by the KRS 64.5275 for county judge executive, county clerk, county sheriff, and county jailer. Authorize the following checks in the amounts of: to Lillian Pearl Elliott, County Court Clerk, 2014, in reporting the fourth quarter documentary tax for October through December for the previous clerk. On the stub, she showed that they got commissions, but whenever she wrote the check, they wrote it for the full amount, did not subtract off the commissions. So I need to return back to Lillian Pearl Elliott $915.12 to clear up the records for them. Authorize Steve Francis Trucking pass through NRCS monies when received in the amount of $25,855. And Evans Construction requests to be paid for work that has already been done at Gibson Bottom Bridge in the amount of $14,000. Is that to be contingent upon him signing the contract, John Doug? Contract signed, okay.
Been signed, delivered, John.
Motion? Second.
Just 1 minute. John, we didn't vote on the 2015 salaries.
It just says acknowledge receipt. You can just say acknowledge.
You don't want a motion on it?
No, you don't need, just to acknowledge is all you have to do.
Okay.
Just show it
roll call.
reflected in the record that I presented to the court, the statutory maximums.
Okay. This is the roll call for the payment of the checks. Magistrate Anderson?
No.
Magistrate Johnson?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy? Yes. Magistrate Varney?
Yes.
And Judge Deskins?
Yes.
Under
Judge, if I may, I think we do need to go on record as acknowledging receipt, and that would take a motion, a second, a roll call vote on that, on the pay scale matter.
Motion to acknowledge.
Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Johnson?
Yes.
Magistrate
Bless
Murphy?
Yeah.
Magistrate Varney?
Yes.
Judge Deskins?
Yes.
Under additional treasurer's business, Judge, I have an invoice from Miller and Wells, PLLC, for the DLG coal severance lawsuit in the amount of $1,414.18. And I also have the storage building that the emergency management 911 was renting. They've called because we did not pay them anything due to the letter we got that increased it so much. That's why we're moving out. I spoke with Deputy Judge, and he recommended that we pay the $550 that we had been paying, and if anything comes up, then we'll address it later.
I need a motion.
Motion passed.
Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson? Magistrate Johnson?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Varney?
Now, we're no longer using that facility, all right?
Doug?
Doug?
No, we should have everything out of there today or tomorrow one.
Okay, so this is rent for January? Yes.
And Judge Deskins?
Yes.
I have no further business, Judge.
All right. Well, executive session, we need to go into executive session to discuss personnel. Bobby Varney, will you please read the KRS?
Yes, sir, Your Honor. We need to go into executive session and in compliance with KRS 61810, paragraph G, discussing personnel.
Roll call.
Magistrate Anderson? Magistrate Johnson?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Varney?
Yes.
Judge Deskins?
Yes. Court come to order. I guess we're ready for the county attorney's report. Yeah, personnel.
Thank you, Judge. These are my recommendations in motion as far as personnel. The custodian CDL driver at the Belfry Courthouse, it's a 2H rate of pay. The judge recommendation is to pass that to the next court meeting. The mini packer driver at the solid waste number 3 at Robinson Creek, we had 2 full-time employees and 3 temp employees bid on that, and the senior employee was Clyde Witt. I recommend that he gets that position at a 3H rate of pay. Also need you to approve the Amanda McCoy as a temporary receptionist for your office, Judge. That's a 1A rate of pay. That is a temporary position, no benefits. Asking for the approval of James Riley as a communications director for the judge's office here at a 1A rate of pay. To rehire Alfred Krieger as our full-time carpenter, heating and cooling technician at a rate of pay of 5H. And last thing is to rehire Dennis A. Maynard as a temporary replacement for a truck driver for row lot number 1, effective for tomorrow, and that rate of pay will be 3H.
Have a motion?
More motion.
It's your recommendation, and you'll need a motion.
Yeah.
And second.
Needs a second. We need a second.
I recommend it. Motion.
Second.
Second. And roll call.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Johnson?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Varney?
Yes.
Judge Deskins?
Yes. And I guess we're down to your, John Doug.
Thank you, Judge. I have one matter. Actually, I've got a couple of matters. Before I begin, I just want to say that that I have been praying. I'm going to continue to pray for Magistrate Robinson, a judge for your family, the family of Shorty Deskins, and certainly for my good friend Hillman Dotson and Roberta as they continue to have difficulties and health issues. And I know the court and the employees and the people who are watching this and hearing this will join me in those prayers. Judge, there is one matter in the county attorney's business that I would like to bring up, and that is a application. It's an LEPP application for body armor and weapons by the Pike County Sheriff's Department. It's what this is, briefly, Judge, is a law enforcement protection program. That is what LEPP stands for. That is a fund for the procurement by county sheriff's departments for body and armor, and that's administered by the Kentucky Office of Homeland Security. And this is going through Big Sandy Sandy, and it is necessary, however, for it to go through this court. You know, our sheriff's department is one of the 70 in the state that takes care of its own budget with some help from this court at least, but the law requires a resolution, and we need to go ahead and get that done. Judge, this will not cost this court one single penny. It's just what this resolution would do is simply authorize you to make the application and to execute, furnish any required documentation. That is the resolution in summary form, Judge. I'd be happy to read it in detail, but I think I've adequately stated, haven't I not, Sandy? Sandy Runyon I'm referring to, for those who can't see her back in the back. If you need to add anything to this, Sandy, I'm sure the court would be pleased to hear from you. Move the adoption of that resolution.
I'll move for the adoption of the resolution.
We need a second. Roll call.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Johnson?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Varney?
Yes.
Judge Deskins?
Yes.
Judge,
So we will not be
that
receiving
concludes
any
my
money?
comments. I'm sorry.
I was just making sure we were not receiving the money to pass through. No, she said no.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I guess I'll make a comment or two. I've been working most of my life, but this has been about the toughest job I've had. We seem to be running into brick walls everywhere we go. No money.
Baby and retired.
But we're trying, and we'll do the best we can, and that's all we can do. So it's time to adjourn. The court's not in session.
He needs to send something in so we can recognize him at the next court meeting that he retired.